What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Lockdown 23-1. And today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be talking about top 10 things not to do in a prison chow hall. And I must say, this is pretty much universal. It doesn't matter what state, what prison you're in, do not do these 10 things. And ladies and gentlemen, if you're new to the channel, we talk about all things prison and crime related, from my personal experiences in prison and how to survive to other people's from all across this great, beautiful country. So if that's something you're into, please don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell. Now let's get straight into the topic, all right? 10 things not to do in a prison chow hall, and I have a few stories to go with it. Oh, God. First things first, don't cut the line. Number one, don't cut the line. You will see, well, you know what? I guess it just really depends on you and who's around you, you know, because I've cut the line in the chow hall numerous times. I'm talking about didn't give two shits about who the hell's behind me. And there's like 30, 40 other cats behind me. I've cut line before numerous times. But look, you're going to see probably people, unless you're in a very high political prison, in structured prison, for the most part, you're gonna see cats jump the line. Now, if someone cuts you, okay, not just 10 people in front of you, but if he cuts directly in front of you, and it's like one guy, and you don't know this dude, he just took it upon himself to just push right in front of you, I'ma handle it. I don't know how you want to handle it, but I'ma say something, you know. But if I were to give you one good piece of advice, just don't cut the line at all. And if you see someone else cutting the line, man, just let it ride, man. Just let that shit ride. Don't be the one to try to change the whole function of the facility, because I can guarantee you're gonna get dumped out, man. Unless you got a bunch of people riding with you, it's gonna be a open and shut case. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, number one, don't cut lines. That's pretty self-explanatory. Number two, don't get mad if someone gets more food than you. Look, prison is a dirty game, all right? I remember I used to come into the chow hall sometimes at breakfast time and see a table with like 13 to 20 hard-boiled eggs, scrambled eggs, sausages. I'm like, what the hell's going on over here? Is it Thanksgiving? Don't sit at that table. That's not your food, dog. You know what I mean? And that happens. You'll be in front of someone that might be connected. There's two different types of chow hall where you don't see none of the people filling the trays, and then you got one where you see everybody filling the trays. You know, I've only been in one prison where you didn't see anybody. All the other prisons, I was seeing everyone make the trays and shit. And, you know, there'd be times where there'd be someone right in front of me or a few feet in front of me, and they'll get strapped, maybe with 3, 4, 5 extra chickens, you know, or sausages or hot dogs, whatever the case is. And then it comes to you and you get the standard portion, sometimes even less. What are you gonna do? You gonna tell CO, he got more hot dogs than me, CO? You don't say that shit, man. You don't put the next man under the bus because he got a bigger tray than you, bro. You're gonna have to eat what you get. Now, if you're missing a whole quarter of chicken or something, there ain't no main chicken on there at all, you gotta say something. But don't ever bring up the guy who just got 7 chickens in front of you. 90% of the time, they ain't gonna fix that shit, man. And if they do fix it, then you better be thankful that you're in a prison like that. All the prisons I've seen, you didn't have a chance if you argue with the correctional officer about the portion of food in your tray. That's like a joke to him. Like, how the hell are you even gonna bring this to me? That's what the CO's saying. He's like, man, this is a joke, right? This is a joke. Where's the hidden camera at, man? You don't come over here and tell me your tray's slacked. Number 3, and I'm sure a lot of people have heard this, but this is very important, man. Don't reach over anybody's food. And I got a couple stories to go with this. I got one pretty funny ass story and one crazy story. Reaching over people's food, you know. I mean, if you know the people sitting at the table, you can. You know, if you know the people, you can reach over people's food and stuff. But I remember one time I was in St. Bride's. This is a prison called St. Bride's, right at Chow Hall. And this dude, it's a 4-man table. You know, most typically every table in prison is like a 4-man table with 4 little metal seats. So we're all eating and shit, and this dude comes from another chow hall. Okay, he wasn't with his unit or whatever, but he came over to chow hall to say what's up to a couple people, and he stopped at our table and dapped someone up at the table. And when he went to dap someone up over the table, he reached over this old guy's food, and as soon as he went to dap up, the old guy said, poof! You know, he threw his freaking hands out his face. The guy was looking at him all crazy, like, what, damn, dog? You all right? And it was an old guy. He just got mad that he reached over his damn shoulder and food, you know? That's how it goes. And that it didn't turn out to be anything. But I will tell you a situation where it did turn out to be something where someone touched someone's food. You know, when I'm in prison, I chill with everyone, you know, but for the most part, I find a group of younger guys I click with, and you know, it's typically the kind of guys that are jokers, man. You know, they ain't too serious even though they're in prison, and you know, they just trying to make do with the time that they got. You know, do it the best way they can and just be cheerful. Those are the kind of people I like to be around, man. But we get serious when we need to, you know. But anyways, I'm sitting in the chow hall, and this guy always would take this guy's coffee cake, right? They're friends. We're all friends at the table. Or just, you know, associates, I guess, or just people. We always kicking it together, man, playing cards and stuff. So we're kind of close. And I don't ever do stuff like this. I don't ever do stuff like this, but some people do in prison, man. They play pranks, okay? So every time this dude would come to the table with his coffee cake or whatever, whenever he would turn his head or something just for a split second, someone at the table would gank his coffee cake. He'd be like, and it was a prank, you know? And he'll start eating, and he'll notice his coffee cake missing. Come on, man. You know, he was getting tired of it. It was like the 100th time they did it this month. You know what I mean? Where's my coffee cake, man? Damn, I'm tired of this shit, dog. This ain't no game. Stop taking my freaking coffee cake. But yeah, dude's heated, man, and he's like, you know, saying some very disrespectful shit, you know? And it changed the whole atmosphere of the table. It turned from a prank to a joke to, hey, there's about to be a fight, you know? So dude hands over the coffee cake, and it's not the end. You know, dude's still rambling, saying disrespectful shit, and then they're like, oh, well, let's do something about it then, pretty much. That's how it ended up. And they start fighting in the chow hall right there. But that ain't the key to the story, ladies and gentlemen. No, ladies and gentlemen, that is not the key to the story. The key to the story is don't play pranks, because old death will be there to swoop up both your coffee cakes. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. As soon as they started fighting, old death went right over there and grabbed them coffee cakes. They ain't gonna need them no more. They ain't gonna need none of them no more. As soon as it was all done, I'll never forget. As soon as it was all done, I went to my homeboy. He's a Muslim cat. And I asked him for some butter. I put butter on their damn coffee cakes after they got hemmed up because of the fight, man. You know, this shit was crazy. And it wasn't even no crazy fight. It was like, man, they just did all that for nothing. They're going to the hole now. They lost their coffee cakes. I mean, all that for nothing, dog. You know, for like 10 seconds worth of fighting. I used to have a Rottweiler, man, and the only time he ever get crazy looking at me, man, like he was gonna do something, was when I got close to him while I was eating. You know, so that's how it is in prison, man. People don't play when it comes to their food and germs for some reason. It is what it is. Don't reach over people's food. Don't play pranks with it. Number 4, ladies and gentlemen, do not give people any leftover food without them seeing it, okay? And what I'm saying is, let's say your homeboy gets up to go refill his milk or his juice or something, or gets something, just gets up from the table and goes somewhere. And you want to leave and go back to the dorm, but you still have leftover food, you know, good food. So what do? You put it on your homeboy's tray while he's gone. You go put your tray up and walk out. Your homeboy's gonna be happy. You just gave him all your food. Well, guess what? Your homeboy didn't see who put the food on his tray. Okay, and I've seen situations like this where the dude got a bunch of extra shit on his tray. You don't know where it came from, and he dumped his whole tray because he didn't know where it came from. Don't never do anything with another man's tray if he ain't around. I don't care if you're hooking him up with 17 pieces of icing cake. Don't do it, because the guy don't know where the hell it came from. You gotta let him know what you're doing. Now, number 5, do not go to the chow hall if you are sick. All right, I know you might be starving, but if you can't stop coughing, don't go to the chow hall, man. All right, because there will be someone there that don't give a shit about being rude and just say, take your coughing sick ass back to the block, okay? And then if you hear a grown man say that to you, what are you gonna do? Okay, your pride's probably gonna be hurt because he's getting mad, telling you to go back to the housing unit because you can't stop coughing. Look, don't even put yourself in that position, man. If you can't stop coughing, or, you know, just you're very sick, and the chances of you spreading it to other people, man, you need to quarantine your damn self, okay? You need to try to figure out a way to get some food where you ain't got to go to the chow hall and infect everybody there, all right? Because I'm telling you, someone's going to see you coughing. They're not going to like it. They're going to know you're sick as a dog. You shouldn't even be around all these people. Number 6, and this isn't for everybody. This is for people like me getting tattoos. Don't go to the chow hall if you got fresh tats and it's summertime and you got to wear a jacket in order to go there because the COs will see it. Don't do it, man. Don't get tattoos on your neck unless you're ready to get popped. Every tattoo I got on my neck, I never went to the chow hall, really, when I had them done. You got to wait a couple days till it heals up. It doesn't look all red and fresh. A lot of people do that. They go to the chow hall fresh after a tattoo. Their whole body's blazed up and red. And then they go to the hole. They don't even get their tray. They go to the hole. Their tattoo's probably not even finished because they just want to get a damn state tray. A funky ass state tray, man. You gotta think about shit like that, all right? Don't go to the damn chow hall and be in front of the correctional officers' faces if you got a bunch of fresh tats. A lot of people get knocked off by doing that. Now, number 7 is condiments, okay? If you happen to go to the chow hall with condiments, salt, pepper, mayonnaise, mustard, you better be prepared to pull that shit out like some damn Black Ops edition condiments, because I tell you what, as soon as someone sees some salt, Jesus. Hey, damn, Tall, let me get a little bit of that salt, bro. Hey, let me get something. Let me get that. Let me get this. Nah. I remember I dropped like a 13 clip of hot sauce packs out my pocket one time, man. That was the craziest shit. I ain't never seen so many people ask me for hot sauce in my life. No. And that's how it is, man. Them dudes will come at you hard, strong for that damn condiments. All that shit in there is bland. You got some garlic powder, you start sprinkling. Everyone smells that garlic. You can barely taste the garlic, but everybody smells the shit. You're like, damn, who got a garlic? And I'm like this. Sprinkling that shit underneath my coat. You ain't getting none of this garlic, dog. So look, better be prepared if you go to the chow hall with them condiments, be pulling out some recon missions with them shits. Number 8. Do not give a bunch of food to some randoms, man. Okay, if a random guy comes up to you and asks you if you're gonna eat that shit, don't even give it to him. Straight off the fact that the dude don't know you and he's asking you before you're even done eating if you're gonna finish that. That's like disrespectful shit to me right there. I don't even know you, dog. Okay, just because you see me walking around the pod a few times don't mean you can run up on me and ask me if I'm gonna finish eating something. I don't know why, but I just feel like that's disrespectful to me. If I don't do or conduct any kind of anything with you and you're asking me for something, I don't know, man. It's just like, that's something I would never do, so I can't see someone else doing it, you know? And I'm a kind-hearted guy. I will give people food and stuff, but, the majority of people that ask a random person if they're gonna finish eating something is probably a piece of shit. I've seen starving guys not even do that because they got too much pride. They got too much respect. And not only that, you give this dude something, he's gonna be back. He's gonna be back like a starving cat in the alley, man. I'm telling you, give him a little milk, he's gonna come right back. He's gonna shoot his shot over and over and over again. Or you could give, you could say, I remember one time I said, man, here you go, man. I don't want my oatmeal today. I don't like oatmeal too much. And I gave dude, some random guy, my oatmeal before, right? He took it, he was happy with it. Well, after that, then he kept asking me for my oatmeal. Like I didn't like oatmeal every day or something. Nah, today I want my oatmeal, dog. I gave you the oatmeal one damn day. Chill out now. We ain't best friends. Just, I'll bring you the damn oatmeal again if I don't like it. All right, dog? That's how it gets, man. You give one man something, he's going to probably want some more of that shit later on down the road. Number 9, beating the deuce. And I've talked about this before on the channel. Beating the deuce is, let's say you go into one child line for your housing unit, okay? Each cell block, pretty much, I guess you could put in those terms, cell block has their own chow hall and they go in certain times. Well, a lot of people, including myself, I used to beat the deuce, meaning go into different lines that weren't mine just to get more than one tray. But it was rare that I did that. It was only for either icing cakes or Thanksgiving plates. It had to be something good for me to beat the deuce. You know what I mean? Especially those icing cakes, man. Them damn things was good, boy. But yeah, beating the deuce, you gotta be careful, man. Some establishments will give you a damn street charge for that shit. I've seen people's levels increases behind stealing state trays and go to a level 5, man. They were in an alright laid back facility, I mean, it was still pretty off the chain, but they're about to be in a prison way more off the chain now because they just wanted an extra damn state tray. You know, some people ain't like that. They'll just take the tray, give you a minor charge, and then you'll be on your way. But I'm telling you, you get 3 of these joints, or you get the wrong CO, he'll press a damn street charge on your ass, man. For real, we're stealing some damn food. I've seen someone get a street charge for stealing 3 highlighters off of a CO's desk. 3 highlighters, man, street charge. Yeah. I'll never forget that guy. He was all paranoid about, because he was on probation in jail. You know, when you catch a violation, you go to jail. But you're still technically on probation, even in jail, right? So he was paranoid that they were going to violate him again. Since he caught the charge in jail, he didn't know if it would still be considered a violation for catching a in-house, a charge in jail for stealing highlighters, you know? So never forget him. He was super paranoid about that shit. He just got done going through his violation trial and he was blessed, and now he has to deal with this, you know? Street charges for some freaking highlighters. So yeah, be careful about beating the deuce, beating the state for an extra tray, man, or anything. Now, number 10, last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, I do believe this is probably one of the more important ones, especially for individuals that's doing a little bit of time, man. You never get mad or angry at a bunch of the kitchen staff or workers, man. I'm here to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that in prison, the kitchen crew is probably the #1 people to befriend in prison, okay? At least for me it was, because they brought me everything, man. Everything. All of my spices, all of my exotic foods. They brought me everything, you know? So, I mean, those guys, man, I took care of more than anyone else in prison. Was the cooking guys, the working the kitchen, because they make all the moves, man. I mean, working in the kitchen is a very vital job when it comes to prison. I'm not talking about just feeding inmates. I'm talking about the inner workings of contraband. So, number 10, do not start shit with any of these freaking kitchen crew members, man. That if anything, you need to become friends with them. Bring them a bag of coffee for just GP. Look out, you know, open up certain windows. Say, hey, man, here's a bag of coffee, man. Look out for me. Or, hey, look, what I got to do to get up in the mix of these onions, tomatoes, whatever the case they got going on, man. You know, money talks, okay? And then by doing this, it opens up windows with the whole kitchen crew, and then you can get all kinds of shit, man. I'm telling you. It ain't just food, spices, and all that. I'm talking about the kitchen crew. You gotta remember, everybody in the facility comes to the chow hall. Everybody, okay? It doesn't matter what time, when, or where. They are coming to that chow hall eventually, everyone in the facility. But who's gonna be in that chow hall throughout the whole time? It's the workers. The workers get shit done. So never make enemies with the freaking kitchen crew, man, in the chow hall. Never do it. But there you go, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed top 10 things not to do in a prison chow hall. And you know, there really ain't nothing else you can't do. You know what I mean? I mean, there's other things, but for the most part, that's everything. You know, so I hope you enjoyed, and I hope if somebody might be facing a little bit of time in lockup, I hope this helps you out. Or for anybody out there that has loved ones that might be going into jail, you might want to share this video with them, ladies and gentlemen, because this is very important when it comes to eating in the chow hall. But I hope you enjoyed. Do not forget to check out all the links in the description of the video. Add me up on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram. Go check out my Teespring page for your Lockdown 23-in-1 merchandise. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, I salute to every last one. You've been supporting me since the beginning, and everyone who's just now joining the Lockdown compound. Y'all be easy, be safe, and stay free.